Here is a hike I took Wednesday. I started at Peralta Trailhead, which is at the end of Peralta Road, which is off of 60, which is off of, I-60 here in Arizona. And went up to the end. This is a dirt road to get up there. But it's not a bad road, it's pretty easy. And went up. This time I did the Bluff Springs loop, and it starts, you can either go this direction, which is Lost Dutchman Trail, or you can go this way, which is Bluff Springs. Bluff Springs goes around this way and then comes down and hits Lost Dutchman Trail here. And also there's another trail here, which is Coffee Flats. Coffee Flats goes down this way. I've hiked a couple times just out here and back, but this time, and I've also done this a few times. It's about, 9 miles, the whole loop. My speed wasn't very fast. Altogether was 1.6 miles per hour, but I think the average time was closer to 2 of when I was moving. And I've done this before. I did it in June or something, and it was a bit warm, so I only went up to here. This is a Terrapin trail. It goes up, and right here is, he says, is Weaver's Needle. Yeah, where is Weaver's Needle? Yeah, Weaver's Needle's right here. And so you can go, you can Terrapin up here, and you can go along there and then come back down Hieroglyphics. This is Hieroglyphics here. Well, excuse me, this is Peralta Trailhead. I get my trails mixed up. And you can't go up to Peralta Trail, and you cannot go up to Fremont Saddle, which is up here. There are people that go up Bluff Springs and then cut over and then come down. This time, though, I thought I'd do the loop. And I did a different direction this time. This time I went up this way, and before I went up, went over this way. I think I like the way I went just recently, Wednesday, this time, better. It seemed like it was a little bit, I don't know, I'm not sure. There's a trade-off, but it was, you're doing most of the work there instead of coming down that. And there's some places, you'll see a movie, but there's some places where it's not really, it's easy to come down, but it's got some loose scree and that sort of stuff. And so I like to go up it rather than come down it. So that's the way I did. I went up this way and then came around. Yeah, let's look at the time first of all. Like I say, the speed was not really good. Coming back, the speed was pretty good. I was more than 2 miles an hour, and that includes stops of what, here I stopped for, he says, sometimes, yeah, 9 minutes. So that includes 9-minute stops. So anyway, but going up wasn't real fast. 1.4 there, 1.5 maybe as I got in the flatter part there. There was some fire remnants of where the fire had been. Now I know Shelley has actually done this before, and she posted, they went off to Whiskey, I think it was Whiskey Springs or something like that. There's a trail that cuts over here, and I think they went off. But right here, if I remember right, maybe it's, maybe it's here, is where there's some evidence of fire, and I'll post some pictures and you'll get a chance to see those too. Okay, let's fly it. Start for the parking lot. It goes up. That's where some of the elevation quickly goes up, and then it's fairly flat. It goes up here. This is where I went out previously, and I only went up here and then came back down. And then I cut over here. That's part of Lost Dutchman road trail over there, but I only went down a ways and then realized I needed to cut over. Thank goodness for GPS. Anyway, that was to hike, and I had a good time. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll show you some pictures too. Here are some pictures. Here's the parking lot as I was going up the trail. Let's go forward a little bit here. And this is the rocks in front of the parking place. You probably noticed the side there when you're in the parking lot. And here's the trail farther up. And here's near the top where I took first the VR picture, and then as I'm going up here, I'm going around here. There's the first glimpse we have of Weaver's Needle. This is, if you really want to see the VR pictures in their full glory, you might want to go to Facebook and see them. I'll put the link below. And there's another close-up of Weaver's Needle and going up. There were some beautiful flowers. It was incredible, considering that we haven't had rain for a long time. There was some gorgeous flowers that were out. Also, there is on the trail, I used some of my water. I'm glad I didn't run out of water. But I used some of my water to highlight it. But supposedly, I don't think it's true, but supposedly one of the Peralta brothers chipped this in. So who knows? You never know about this stuff. And some beautiful, hoodoos. There's Weaver's Needle again over here, and another close-up of that. Here I thought I saw some petroglyphs, but I guess if they are, I can't make them out. And a couple other pictures. Now this is the Terrapin Trail that goes off of Bluff Springs Trail, and you can go up there. There are people, and in fact, I've gone on that trail a couple of times, and you can get up to the Weaver's Needle. So here we are, Bluff Springs, Terrapin. More beautiful flowers, wow. And the trail. This is the trail on the way back, doing the loop. And some more flowers, and now this is where Bluff Springs turns off from Dutchman Trail, and Dutchman Trail keeps going. I went down that way, but I should have gone down, keep going Bluff Springs to hit Dutchman, but anyway. More flowers. I was amazed. Now here are some, grass that was not burned in the fire, but can you imagine if it caught? It goes, no wonder it went so fast. The fire that we had last spring. And here's some of the results of the fire. Just kind of burnt rubble. It's a bigger picture, and you can see they must have. The firefighters must have stopped it here, because it would have kept going had it not been for something that was delaying the fire. I assume it was the firefighters, or maybe the drop. I noticed when we had hiked to the top of a peak that there was some retardant. You can actually see the red line of the retardant they got it, but I didn't see any here, so I assume from the trail probably the firefighters were fighting it. That's impressive. Here's some burned out grass. And then they continued and then hit Dutchman's Trail. And now this is Whiskey Springs. understand, I think Shelley and the group went over there and looked at some of the other fire. But anyway, and then on the way back, beautiful day. I started about 11:15, almost noon. Didn't finish until about 5. It was a 4 or 5, something like that. And beautiful, beautiful day. Now here, for some people that are into game, I think this was a javelina, but it looks so much like a deer, I thought I'd take a picture of it. I did meet a couple of people on the trail, and they mentioned that they saw a couple of whitetail. They call it a whitetail, but I think they're mule deer, to be frank. But anyway, they saw some deer, but I never saw any on this particular hike. And there's the valley. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And on the way back, looking back. Now this is the peak I was talking about that we went to with Phil, and it was kind of pretty today, and I thought I'd take a picture of it. And here we go, Coffee Flats. Now this is right on the Dutchman Trail going back. It's fairly flat until you get right near the end, and then you got to go up a little bit, but it wasn't bad. Sure was a nice day. And
well, we're going
now,
up.
This is early on in the
Springs
hike.
Trail. I was thinking about doing Bluff Springs Dutchman Loop, but I don't know.
Now you know.
Before I did it, we walked out Lost Dutchman. This time I'm going to come back that way. Going up here is okay, but you know, wouldn't want to come down this way, I don't think. Not bad, but pain in the butt, especially when you're tired. Whereas Lost Dutchman is pretty easy compared to this one. Anyway, gives you an idea where I am today. It's a gorgeous day, isn't it? It's almost noon. I'm out at noon. Isn't that great? Started at the off the trailhead and going up to, well, at least we got a view of Weaver's Needle up here. I know that for a fact. And then if you look over here, you can probably see the Lost Dutchman Trail over there.
Maybe if you're a better cameraman.
Yeah, that should do it, give you an idea.
And here's the moving average is about 1.9. Here it says the average speed was 1.74, so I don't know which to believe. Anyway, and the two things here are actually the virtual reality pictures I took. I think I took another one over here too, so I didn't save that one. And there's the VR picture. They look so much better, and you know, when you're looking at them on Facebook. And another VR picture, and one more. Oh, that was the, and here's another video on the back part of the Bluff Springs, I think. Yeah.
Here we are on the other half of Bluff Springs.
He says.
It was a beautiful day.
It was a bit rocky. Well, the trail wasn't too bad. I don't think you'd want to take a mountain bike on it, though.
Isn't that gorgeous? Guess what that is? Yeah.
I'll post all of these on Facebook, so if you don't get enough here, you can go on Facebook and watch them some more. Hope you enjoyed it.